All right, Joe here with Florida Barn Dominiums, and today we're going to show you the inside of a tube steel building. We're going to go over a few of the features and show you what you're actually getting and the differences in red iron and why we like these buildings. So let me go ahead and flip around here. And so first thing you're going to notice is that we've got these braces up here. So this particular building, the eave height is 10 foot. So we can engineer these braces out. We can pay extra to get rid of some of these braces. So we don't have them all the way through here like this. But if we get an eave height of 12 foot, then that gets them high enough. I didn't measure that. They're about 8 foot now. Yeah, they're about 8 foot now. So a 12-foot eave height would give us plenty of ceiling height. So like your bedrooms, what have you, you wouldn't see those. And then in our bigger areas or living rooms, what have you, we can engineer those out or at least reduce them. And then the ones we do keep, we can wrap a faux wood beam around so that you don't see them, that it'll actually look really nice. So you can see the spacing here. So our supports, our tubes are 4 foot on center. You can see how we frame her out around our windows. So if we had a window unit that was more than 4 foot in width, we can put another header in, a different header style, and separate these tubes more so that we can accommodate that window. But you can see how they're screwed in here with these brackets, and it's solid. And then on your window, so we just put these in, so we'll set the windows at the time of the building being erected. Another good benefit to these with like a red iron building, so our supports here are 3.5 inches. So from the metal out here is roughly, I should measure that, but it's roughly about 3.5 inches. So we can put our lath directly on the tubes. We're going to attach directly to the tubes, run our lath down, and put our drywall right on there. So we're not losing any space, and we don't have to frame an exterior wall around the perimeter. So we're saving that money on framing all the way around for that exterior wall. Same thing on the ceiling. So we can just put our lath on there and hang our drywall right to the ceiling if that's how we choose to finish it, or we can do the closed cell foam and paint it with a dry fall paint and leave it exposed. And that helps if you like the look, it's good, or if you're trying on a budget and you're trying to keep costs down. Now your ceiling, this is a lean-to side here. So for the most part, your ceiling is not gonna look like that. It's gonna look more, let's see if we can get over here in the center. And so there's what your ceiling would look like if we left it exposed, or we could run our lath and attach our drywall right to that, and you're gonna have a flat. So that is, if you're looking for a vaulted ceiling, that is a drawback to the tube steel. You can't get the full vault in these buildings, but there's still plenty of room up there to run ductwork through, what have you. So it's still a good option. So these buildings, when we get our price for these buildings, it includes the erection of the building. So look, we got a door over here, so you can see how it's framed out around the door. It's just like the windows, one across the top, and then we run one down. So our electrical, so when we put our lath, you can see this sits out in front, but when we put our lath on there, it would be the same width as the conduit, so we can still run that, and then our drywall would cover that. You wouldn't see it. So then use a closed cell spray foam, and it's gonna seal all of these eaves up, all the little places you see light coming in. A closed cell foam, which is also waterproof, is gonna seal those up. So this particular one is gonna have an office, got a couple more windows, so we're gonna go outside and see what the outside looks like. You can see the roll-up doors if you choose that option. With these buildings, this is going to attach right to your supports, and these roll-up doors are a more economical choice versus your standard garage doors. This building, there's two different options. This building has the vertical metal on the sides. That is a small upgrade. So you could run it horizontally, and with the horizontal metal, that is gonna save you again. It'd be another little cost savings if you're on a really tight budget. So you can see on their other building over here, it has, rather than the vertical, the metal is run horizontally, so you can kind of see what that looks like. This particular building has the boxed eaves. Let's see if we can zoom in a little bit. So that is another upgrade that you don't have to do. So you can see your exterior doors, how they trim out. Let me zoom back out here, and you can see the trim. So your trim colors, your metal colors and your trim colors, your roof color, you can pick all of that. These buildings, their components, you can see right there. It's one reason we like the company that we were working with. You can see the screw lines, nice and neat. See the door from the outside, how it trims out. And we'll go over here and look at these windows. And again, you don't have to use the white trim, which there's different options for color of the trim on the windows. So, see the boxed eaves all the way down. And we'll just look at the back of the building real quick. So you can't see it at this point. Let's see if we can go back inside and show you. So you can see how the metal sits down on the slab, but the slab actually has a step in it. Let's see if we can go to the inside and see that. Because that step is what prevents water from coming in. So yeah, you can see here at the door. So, got the camera going the wrong way there. Pan her down. So you see there at the door, you can see the concrete comes up to the bottom of the door, and you can see how the metal comes down past it. So then when you seal that on the inside, so you can see our slab step there, so you're not going to have any water intrusion at the bottom. And then you can see how we're anchored to the slab, and those anchor bolts are roughly 4 foot on center. They're just past each support. So that is a look at our tube steel product. If you've got any questions, please leave a comment below. We'll be happy to answer them. And these buildings right now are currently about 3 months out. There are, if somebody was in a real bind, there are some rush spots available. But versus red iron is, they're telling us 6, but a lot of times it's 8 and 9 months before that red iron shows up. So not only are these buildings cheaper with the same win rating and a 40-year warranty, but the time of construction is much shorter with these. I mean, we're probably going to save 6 months on construction time.